Everyone's probably started coming up with thoughts on the ban and restricted list update that we got today, the 18th of May, 2026. We did get a lot of changes in multiple formats today. I don't think it's as big as the BNR update that we got in standard right after Pro Tour Final Fantasy, but I think it might be more comparable to the unbans we got in modern end of 2024. So just to get to it, no changes in standard. Corey Stillcutter banned in Pioneer. Flage and will just feel banned in modern, and then File and Outburst Numazawa's GTA unbanned in modern, and then Undersitting Farmer banned in Legacy. So, anyways, we're right in the middle of standard regional championship season. We just had one in the US, one in Canada, and one in China. So I'd imagine we still have South America and Europe to go for RCs. So I'd imagine if they ban something right now, like I don't think it makes sense as you ruin a lot of people's tournaments and a lot of people tournaments that people really care about. And the notes that they made are the headlining contenders in the car in standard right now are Badgermole Cup and Izzet variants, and acknowledge that 2026 has been volatile for standard. At least the decks are essentially evolving to one up each other right now. So at Pro Tour Secrets of Strixhaven, the common consensus was that Izzet Prowess was the deck to beat. There's a couple different variants, mostly ones with like Eddie Merritt Crab, and then that one drop Otter, not Storm Chasers, I can't remember its name, but then also, and there's Color Storm Stallion as well. So there's a couple different versions of the deck, like with their own strengths and weaknesses. But anyways, no, I don't believe any Is It Prowess decks top aided, but then Is It Lessons did, and the rest was mostly Mono Greed or Selesnya Landfall, with finals being a team kill of Selesnya Landfall with Nathan Stoyer and Christopher Larson. So, anyways, that's about it. It's at least with standard. There in Badgermole Club decks, there's evolution in what it's played. It started off as like a Boroid, Nature's Rhythm decks that wanted to Crater Hook Behemoth you to death, but now it's Landfall decks that are good. It's like it's an interesting dance right now in standard. I can see that like they can admitted that the format could continue to evolve, and they don't think Is It Prowess will be the most played deck considering its modest win rate. But again, they admit the format could adjustments could be made to see what happens. And that's really it. There's like also another couple other things that have come up that they did acknowledge were the Zorius Momo deck here, and then Mardu Discard. So there is, and then four color control has also come up as well. So there's room for innovation in the format, despite there being some good decks like Top Water Discovery here. Let's see if I can just pull it up. And Top Water Discovery here has been good for control decks because it allows you to get your Jeskai Revelation out a turn earlier. So that's pretty good. Anyways, or two or turn or two earlier. Anyways. So standard continues to change. Again, we're in the middle of our regional championship season, so just let the last wave of regional championships play out and see what happens in standard. Anyways, Corey Steelcutter has been banned in Pioneer. It was banned in Standard a year ago, which was a few months after it was released. So, anyways, they acknowledge Pioneer is in a complicated spot. In a broader sense, the metagame is diverse with a good spread of macro strategies. The tournament results look good with fair mid range strategies like Celestia Company or Golgari mid range putting up strong results, and then combo decks like Fang still seeing a lot of play. But anyways, despite the breadth of play patterns, they think that the diversity is declining in the last few months. Is it shares have grown to a larger share, and they acknowledge that flow state could be a scary card, which I admit it. It's like flow state makes you want to build it in a way that that makes Corey Steel Cutter even better. So you can just like make a bunch of monks, get a bunch of prowess triggers off of cheap spells. So, anyways, they banned it. So my one issue with Pioneer as a format right now, I my is that there's no real it's hasn't been a Pro Tour like RCQ format or RC format in a few years. So how much innovation is really going on in the formats versus like the hive mind just copy pasting decks because they look good. So I don't know, I'd rather just I mean, I get that people don't want to play a stagnant format and that it'll scare people away who just don't feel they're good at innovating. But it's like there's also no real innovation going on right now because I'm like, I'd like to see data on how many people are playing it, I guess, to see. I mean, maybe I could look into that later. But anyways, it's my thought. Anyways, the most interesting one is modern. So Flage and Lotusfield are banned. Violent Outburst and Umazawa's GTA unbanned. So anyways, I'll talk about the bans first. So anyways, Boros Energy has been a deck that's been a really good deck. Pretty much ever since Modern Horizons 3 gave us Flage, Ocelot Pride, Goddess Souls, and a Johnny. It's already had Amtraptor banned, which was just like an absurd 2-drop, but it still continues to be one of the best decks. It barely even got phased. Now it runs like Voice of Victory as well as a 2-drop. I mean, I guess that was kind of a really good card in the deck around when Amtraptor was banned, but still just a really good deck. One of the main things you can do with Flage is this combination that they just so nicely put in the article here for us. You can haste your Flage from the graveyard. That was like one of the main reasons why Jeskai Blink was so dominant as well. Just you could give it haste from your graveyard, attack with a 6/6 that gives you the Lightning Helix on ETB and a Lightning Helix when it attacks. So it's really messed up. Anyways, that's my thoughts. It's just like it was a really messed up card. I'm not surprised. I mean, let's see if Boros Energy is still a really good deck, but I don't know. I guess you could go you could go Mardu I still for for a Kroxa, but it still feels that still feels less powerful than just what Flage can do. Anyways, the next one is Arena of Glory. So no, Lotus Field. So Lotus Field was banned next because of its combination with an Amulet Titan. You could basically with Aftermath Analyst, you could basically just get out all the Titan, like all the lands in your deck. You can make infinite Titans, bounce your whole opponent's whole board, blow up all their lands. So it's really messed up. I mean like Lotus Field just made so much mana, so it's really good. But I guess you need a Lotus Field, Aftermath Analyst, and Shifting Woodland. And it's just like I guess I don't know how much it slowed tournaments down, as I didn't see too many Titan players slowing tournaments down. But anyways, yeah, it's two cards. It's two powerful. Well, like three well, three or four powerful decks. This Phage was in Jeskai Blink, Boros Energy, and then the Zudax. Lotus Field was in Titan. That was really messed up. So, anyways, the next one is I can see being an issue, but at worst they can just ban it again. But it's Violent Outburst, which was pre MH3. So like early 2020, it was just over 2 years ago, I guess. So yeah, pre MH3. It was like around the time when Murders at Karlov Manor was out. You had two different versions of Rhinos that were really busted. You got the traditional like Team of Rhinos build that just really wanted to cast the card Crashing Footfalls to make two Rhinos. So you could either suspend it or cascade into it. Or you had like the 4 color, mostly non-black version. You ran Waylander the Gilpack plus Cyanid Draco, just make some really busted stuff. I don't know if that's still where you want to be. I'm gonna try Team Rhino is just for the throwback again, but I can't see it being too bad, like too busted. I don't know. And then The next card they unbanned is I call like it's one of those cards I call a relic of the original modern ban list. It was always GT, so here it is. Yeah, it's so whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, put two charge counters on it and remove a charge counter from it. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, or target creature gets -1/-1, or you gain 2 life. So Stoneforge Mystic was unbanned in modern 7 years ago, like 2019. I believe Stoneforge Mystic was also on the original ban list. It didn't really do too much for a couple years after it was unbanned until I believe 2021 gave us Urza Saga. Because then we got like Hammer Time became a deck. So it's you could just Hammer Time can search for the hammer Colossus Hammer right out of the deck. Cigars they can equip it to people or your creatures, and then Stoneforge Mystic can also tutor up your hammer. So it's just a really consistently beatdown deck. It's kind of like Hammer Time has kind of fallen off in the past like 2 3 years. Maybe it'll be good. Like I don't think GTA will make it any better. I can't see GTA being too much of a problem in modern. It'll be. I think it's a card people have nostalgia for because it was pretty good 12, 13 years ago in Legacy in the Stoneblade decks. You just go get a GTA and put it on your True Name Nemesis. I can't see. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it'll be a problem. The only thing that's interesting about this card, I guess, is that it doesn't even care if it deals combat damage to a creature, player, or planeswalker. It's whenever it deals combat damage, it gets a counter, and you can also activate it when it's not equipped as well. So I guess if it's not equipped, it can pump an equipped creature, but so use its other two modes. So, anyways, that's it. It's like can't see any of the unbans being a problem in modern. Reasonable unbans. It shakes the format up a bit. I was surprised at their choices, but still, anyways. The last one is Undercity Informer. So, anyways, stack. I literally just finished this deck on the weekend at the RC, but then played it one event and then now it's gone. But anyways, it's like a deck that people have been calling for to be banned for a while. Basically, the whole point is it doesn't run any non-land. It doesn't run any lands on the front side. It just runs a bunch of DFCs, and then you just you kind of see the Undercity Informer that'll just mill your whole library out, or Undercity Informer, and then you sacrifice a creature to mill your library out, and then you Thassa's Oracle win. You get some lists are running Cabal Therapy. Well, I guess a lot of lists are running Cabal Therapy to just just wear name counters to target and whatnot. So I don't know it's basically I think it's a card that people have been calling to be banned for a while now. It's the only other thing I can see too is why people have been talking about banning too is what's it called, the One Ring. That card's been brought up in ban discussions so Legacy for a while too. I mean, it's already banned in Modern. Card's a mistake, another design mistake, but I don't know. At least one of the cards, like one of the decks, people have been complaining about in the past couple years. I've seen a ban, even though I just finished the deck on the weekend. Only get to play it once, but still. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about Pauper or Alchemy as I don't play those formats, but let me know your thoughts on the ban and restricted list update.